What's up, guys? Alright, welcome back to Sky Factory 3 slash Minecraft slash the nerdy news you need to know about, tech news, game news, all that kind of stuff. Hi, I'm Stephen Croft. I like video games, I like science, I like nerdy stuff, I like tech. And during the stream here, I'm going to be playing some Minecraft, playing some Sky Factory 3, that Sky Factory 3 mod. And as I play, I'll be talking about some of the biggest tech news, science news, video game news that hit today, just so you have something else to kind of listen to instead of just me describing what's going on in the game, which is really boring, by the way. Yeah, so we're just going to be talking about tech news. By the way, it is Wednesday, September 27th at 10:19 p.m. when I'm streaming this. If you're catching this on the YouTube VOD afterwards, thank you for checking out. I appreciate the views because those views lead to money. Yeah, so while Minecraft loads up here, just a reminder, I am playing the Sky Factory 3 mod, which is basically a skyblock that you start with a single tree, and that's it. You got to build the rest of the world on your own. You have to mine the tree for the leaves, turn the leaves into dirt, do all that kind of stuff. Last time, I went through and I got my legit crucible that is going to melt cobblestone down into lava. Then I can then use a bucket to capture the lava. I have no dirt going, so let's go ahead and get dirt going again. Pull this tree up. Again, this is a mod pack, so there's a bunch of different mods that are included in this. Ooh, I need some shears. Which actually makes all of this possible. Without all these different mods that are installed, this game would be near impossible to do. Alright, let's get some shears going here. Let me know if my audio is weird. Ooh, I can make 7. Do I want all 7? What do I run out of there? Sticks? That's fine. Because I can make more sticks. I got tons and tons and tons of wood. Alright, so first tech story of the day. This is actually a video game story. Ooh, softly. This is actually a video game story. The Nintendo Switch is bringing Mario Brothers to its, I think they're calling it like the arcade archive or something like that. Why can't I? Oh, I'm too far away. They're adding all sorts of different classic games, including Balloon Fight and Ice Climbers and stuff like that. For those, they don't have a release date yet, but Mario Bros. Is coming out pretty soon. Let's see, looking at my notes here. I think sometime in October, but I'm not positive on that. It's really soon. Like this, Mario Bros. Is going to be out the soonest. Yeah, soonest is a word. But it's not Super Mario Brothers. It's not you run one direction and you jump on the Goombas and stuff and you smash them and you get to play that one. This is just straight up Mario Bros. So this is it is co-op. It is 2-player. You play as Super Mario or you play as Mario and Luigi. But to actually kill the enemies, you have to jump up from underneath the platform to hit them up. They flip over, then you get onto that platform, and then you kick them. Back in the good old days where you got to kick stuff. And that's how you defeat the enemies. So it's, I think, 1985 or 86. Sometime around there is when it started. Let's go ahead and get some of this iron ore going. So it's an old game. It's not something that you have ever played, probably, because I've never played it. It was made before I was born. I think I've seen my dad play it a couple of times, but I myself haven't played it. I haven't really seen very much gameplay of it. But that was a weird glitch. It's actually coming out to the eShop directly. You don't have to download some other weird thing. You don't have to buy a separate console to play it. It's going to be on the Switch's eShop, which I know it makes a lot of people happy. That's all they've really wanted is just these classic games to play directly on the Switch. Not have to hook it up to a TV, be able to play them on the go again, because they had all this eShop support for the Wii U with the remixes, the NES Classic remix or the NES remixes, and then they teased an SNES remix, which were old games that were remixed. Oh, and by the way, it's $8. That's right, it's super cheap, which is awesome. I mean, so many times Nintendo gets it wrong. They release something like this and they charge $45 for it. Nobody's paying $45 for this little game. It's the Arcade Archive. That's what it's called, and they're releasing a bunch of old games through the Arcade Archive that you can play directly on your Switch, which is super cool. I don't have a Nintendo Switch yet. Maybe I'll get one for Christmas. Maybe I'll pick one up later down the road. But I know this is something that I would grab because I do like the classic games. Okay, so how much dirt do I have? I'm probably good to start sieving some of this. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do this. Grab my iron ore out there. Let's make a bucket. Let's make our first iron bucket. Boop, 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 boom. Got it. Yeah, I'm going to put that back in there so that if I die, I don't lose it. Okay, so I have tons of just garbage in here. I don't think I'll ever use. But I got to keep it. What is this? Aluminum? Aluminum buckets aren't really any. Okay. All right. So I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out this area here and start a farm. So I'm going to save some of my dirt here. I do need. Do I have any coal left? No, I don't have any coal. So I need some coal. So let's go ahead and sieve this dirt. And the next chunk of dirt I will use for a farm that I'll build out on the side here. Maybe I'll even build a mob spawner today. I really wanted to get the cobblestone generator going first before I built the mob spawner because I like the mob spawner to be made out of cobblestone. You can make it out of wood. It's all good. All right, story number 2. The Shadow of War DLC. So this is the Fort Hog DLC that they were talking about earlier in the year, I think just a couple of months ago. And this is to, it was DLC that was being sold to actually benefit the family members of a developer that worked on the game. They were going to donate all of the proceeds, or the marketing message behind it was weird. They were going to try to donate all of the proceeds to the family that had the member pass away. Now, let's build another chest. The marketing kind of got messed up on this. Is that a chest? Yes, that's a chest. Okay, so I want 2 of these. The marketing got messed up on it because they, well, in Europe there are some different rules. You can't just release something. Or not, sorry. You can't just donate proceeds of something that you sold. So what they were doing is they weren't advertising it in other territories, because I think the game's releasing like 144 different territories. So they weren't advertising it everywhere. That way they didn't have to pay the taxes or file the paperwork or whatever they had to do in certain regions. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that's everything. Oh, no. Here we go. There. Okay. And the messaging got all messed up, so much so that they actually just straight up lied on Twitter. Now the social media manager that was in charge of that Twitter account just didn't have the correct information. So it wasn't exactly their fault, but it kind of felt like it was their fault. But what they've said is they've come out and said, hey, we messed up. We're not going to do that anymore. The DLC is still available. You can still go and get the DLC. By the way, the DLC was just an orc that you can get. So if you haven't played the original game, Shadow of Mordor, basically you went around. It's based in the Tolkien universe, so the Lord of the Rings universe. And you went around and you killed orcs, and they had a nemesis system. So some of the orcs would remember you, and the next time they fought you, they would call out certain aspects of the battles that they had with you, like, hey, last time you cut off my head, or I remember you used poison on me, so now I don't drink meat, and blah blah blah. They would call out specific things that happened in the battle that you defeated them in, and they were going to actually have a special orc that was modeled after the engineer who had died, and they were selling that as DLC, and they were going to donate that. Well, they're no longer selling the DLC. That DLC is now free, and the company is just going to do a straight-up donation to the family. This way, they avoid all of the weirdness that has to do with the other territories, and the family still gets benefited from it. A lot of people were mad because it almost sounded like, hey, you're selling this, but you're only giving $3.50 of the $5 to the family. The reason that all of us are buying it is because of the donation factor of it. What is that extra money going to? Why are you keeping some of it? The reason they were keeping some of it, it sounded like to me, is simply because they had to pay taxes in certain regions. Certain areas, certain countries don't have the same donation laws that the United States has, so they would have to pay taxes, or they'd have to pay fees or something like that on the money. But yeah, long story short, it's now free. If you bought it, they issued a full refund. And if you haven't picked it up yet, you can still pick it up. I mean, you can pick it up all the way through actually buying the game, which is pretty cool. I want to get more torches before I expand out. All right, some cobblestone here. Let's go ahead and dump some of this cobblestone in here so I can get it cooking. Get that lava. Okay, 8 cobblestone, break this down into gravel, hopefully get some coal from it. Yeah, so they're still doing right by the family. They're still donating a bunch of money. They're still helping out members of their team and all that. They're just not doing it from sales. They're just going to straight up do a donation. Kind of a little bit of goodwill for the family and for the fans who did want to donate to the family of the engineer who passed. So good on you. All right, so Valve today removed almost 200 games. They removed 173 games from Steam. Now, Valve never ever does this. Once it's up on Steam, you can pretty much just leave it there and trust. I didn't get any coal. You can kind of trust that Steam is just going to leave it there. You can buy it at any time. You kind of archive your games there. But today they removed 173 games. That all came from the same person. No, it wasn't a bot. It was actually some single person making these games, or at least their company or their team or something like that. But they were using multiple Steam accounts to get all these games out. Now, I know what you're saying. What's wrong with that? What is so bad about just releasing a bunch of games, working hard, getting all these games out here? So what? We're flooding the marketplace. So what? All that's happening. It's our choice to make the games. It's not your right to remove the games if we made them correctly. Well, they were fake games. What they were doing is they were taking assets from the Unity store that were free, and they had the right to reuse them. And they were just basically pooping these games out and putting it up on the Steam store. Now, that in and of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. Unity did give them access to reuse all of those assets, reuse all of the code and everything that is free on the Unity store. But what Steam found was that the people were making these games super cheap or free, and then playing the games, earning all of the Steam trading cards that you get from the games, and then selling those Steam's trading cards on the store. I mean, the cards don't go for very much, like 25 cents a piece, 3 or 4 cents a piece. They're very low value. But what they were basically doing is they were gaming the market. They were creating demand where demand wasn't. They were taking advantage of people who thought the cards were rare. They were completely messing up the economy that the Steam marketplace had in place. I said place a lot there. And Steam wasn't okay with that. If you're going to legitimately or illegitimately put up games that don't have some sort of fun value to them, they're just to farm for the cards, they're going to pull them down. And one of the reasons they did this is because it was the same game, just reskinned, put over and over again, and they were able to track all these games back to a single account. Now, that's not to say if you take a game and you reskin it and you do it legally, such that all of the code was available for you to reuse for free, such as like on the Unity Play Store, they're not going to pull your game down. But if you put 173 games up in 2 months and they're all the same game just with different skins on them, guess what? You're done, boy. They're just gonna remove them off the store, which I think is a good idea. Steam is all about curating what is fun for players, not what is, I don't know, you can make $1 off of. Yeah, so Steam pulled a bunch of games off. They totally have the right to do so. Granted, it's a closed platform. They can do whatever they want. They don't have to follow any sort of, because it's a private company, they don't have to follow certain laws. Like, granted, if they're laws, they have to follow them, but it's not like the U.S. government pulled these games off. It was Steam themselves that did. Yeah, so 173 games from a single person. Ooh, leaves. From a single person, it's a bit much. All right, so your October Xbox One games for free. So these are the games with gold that are coming out in October. You have Gone Home. It's a walking simulator. Basically, you come home from camp and everybody's gone. There's nobody left in your house. All of your family has left. There are clues that are kind of around the house. They have to walk around and kind of discover what has happened. So it's kind of a mystery game, walking simulator. It won tons of games of the year back when it first came out. It is a couple of years old now, but that's okay. It's a great game. It won game of the year, multiple outlets. It is worth playing. So if you have Xbox Live Gold, go ahead and pick this one up. I think it's worth the play if you're into those kind of games. Now, if you don't like those types of games, they're going to be boring to you, then don't pick it up. I mean, it's free, so maybe give it a shot. Maybe your tastes have changed since the last time you played a game like this, but it is very slow-paced. It's not a shooter. It's not an action game. Nothing like that. You are walking around a house. All right, so I didn't forget about you PlayStation fans. I have a PlayStation 4. The October PlayStation Plus games are Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. This was an incredible game. I played a little bit of it, didn't play very much. It was at a friend's house. I didn't actually own the game. One game of the year, multiple outlets, so it is a good pickup. Almost ready to harvest my lava. Oh yeah, the second Xbox One game for October is The Turing Test. It's a first-person puzzle game set in outer space, sci-fi sort of puzzle game. Didn't do gangbusters when it came out, but it did relatively well, so much so that they are releasing it again in Xbox One for Xbox One for free games with gold. And then the second PlayStation Plus game that's going to be free in October is the Amnesia Collection. This is a horror genre, so it's a bunch of horror games that they kind of compiled into a single collection. Matches the October being Halloween and all that. So if you want to pick up a spooky game, I don't play the spooky games. Go ahead and grab this one. It might be pretty fun. I saw some gameplay for it. It looked cool. It didn't look like something that I would necessarily be interested in, but it's free, so I might grab it anyway. Silkworms, I don't care about. I want apples. I'm starving here, people. So there's your Xbox and PlayStation free games for October. If you can't tell, I have my notes written down here, so I make sure I hit all the news stories. So if you see me just staring at my keyboard, stop, because I don't know where the keys are at. It's because I'm reading notes. Okay, so where are we at? So I have a bucket, an iron bucket. I have lava cooking for my cobblestone generator. I have stone in here. Can't make any more iron ore yet. I have more wood. I have some dirt here. That's right. I'm sieving dirt to get stone, to get cobblestone, so that I can get torches, so I can build my platform out. Man, this game is just process after process after process. All right, so we're sieving the dirt to get stone pebbles, to make cobblestone, to break it into gravel, to sieve it through this iron mesh sieve to get coal. Actually, does coal even come from gravel through an iron or a flint mesh? I want here. Yeah, 18% chance. Okay, cool. Gravel or gravel through iron stiffened. 18%. Okay, so I can just use my. It is flint. Yeah, I can just use my flint stiffened mesh. Cool. All right, so next story. Harry Potter World is getting a redecorate for the Christmas time. They're gonna. Ugh, I hate sieving dirt. I just get all this just garbage seed I don't care about. So basically what they're doing is they're Disney-fying it. They're going to have decorations up in Hogsmeade. That's going to be Christmas time, you know, snow on the stuff. that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in going to that location and checking, ooh, I can get my bucket full of lava. So I just thought that was cool. It's another thing that they're kind of trying to do to keep up with the Joneses, as it were, because Disney is the gold standard for stuff like that. Every year they make Disneyland look like it's Christmas. They redo rides. They completely redecorate the entire park. Both California Adventure and Disneyland itself gets a complete remake for every holiday. So the fact that Universal Studios is doing this for Harry Potter is cool, considering every time you went to Hogsmeade and those places, it was usually snowing because that's when the students got to leave the castle to go into town and kind of party it up. That was cool. A little fun fact there. If you were going this holiday, expect to see some new decorations and stuff like that, which is pretty exciting, especially if you're a big Harry Potter fan. If you've been 600 times, it's something different to look at, which is cool. All right, so I have gravel. Let's go ahead and sift this. So Comcast is releasing a streaming service. No, it's not streaming video games. It's not like Twitch or YouTube Gaming or anything like that. They're actually releasing it starts at $18 a month, and you kind of get to pick the channels that you want. So you don't have to buy the full $80 cable package. You can start out with $18 and it gives you some basic channels. And then if you want some other subsequent packages or channels, you can buy them individually. Here's the catch. You want HBO? That's another $15. You want Disney? That's another $10. So if you want any of the good channels, you're already up to $50-$60. But it streams over the internet. You don't have to buy a set-top box. You don't have to deal with, yes, coal. Like my soul, it's black. All right, cool. We can start building out everything. All right. Let's put some of this stuff away. Boom, 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 boom. Gold. Let's go get my lapis out of here. So that it fits better in this location. What else do I want? Silkworm. Put that stuff away here. I think I've got plenty of planks and slabs. Yeah, I can go ahead and start building out my platform, but I need some dirt first. Cool. All right. Let's go ahead and break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's in the middle. All right. Yeah, so Comcast is going to be, well, they've kind of had it in beta for a little bit. It was, I think, $15 and HBO was included. HBO is no longer included with the actual service that they're rolling out to all customers. Anybody who wants to sign up for it can now sign up for it. It's not in beta anymore. But like I said, if you want any of the good stuff, you're going to be paying for it. You're going to be paying quite a bit. Now, you might be thinking, oh, so they're just trying to compete with PlayStation Vue or Sling, stuff like that. No, this is their ploy to get people who are only watching TV on YouTube or only watching internet content like Netflix and Hulu to actually sign up for a full-blown cable subscription. Their idea is if we make it expensive enough to get all the channels that you want, well, then you'll just pay a little bit more to get all the channels you don't want so that you have the full package. It's Comcast. You can't really trust them with anything. It's kind of dumb. It doesn't feel icky to me, but it does feel like they're not, I mean, it's not fan service. They're not giving anybody a good deal. They're just trying to trick you into paying a ton for their streaming service, and then when they throttle your internet speeds and you can no longer stream your TV, you'll be like, okay, well, fine, I'll just buy regular cable because I love these 10 shows, or I love being able to see these channels. You can add sports on, so it is one of the very few streaming services that will allow sports on the platform. A lot of the other services don't do sports. I should just make a builder's wand. No, do I have any cobblestone left? No. Maybe. Oh no! I was holding shift, but then I hit E and now I'm dead. Oh, I had all of my saplings there. I think I have one sapling that's planted in the ground. Oh, I died. I just lost all my stuff. That hurts. Alright, back to growing this tree. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that's awful, man. Can I get a sapling out of this? Please. Can I get something out of it? What do I have in my chest here? Do I have any saplings that I saved? Nope. Oh man. Breathe. I can always build rope. I've got plenty of string. I make a rope and I can go down to that place and get all my stuff back. I did put everything that was of value someplace else. I can start from scratch. I can build back my wood. Man, that sucks though. Alright, so Comcast $18 streaming service. It's not totally icky, but it's pretty close. So I'm just breaking some wood here. Man, I can't believe I died. I'm so mad at myself. Thought I was holding shift, I'd be fine. But when you go into your inventory, you gotta remember to do that while you're on steady ground instead of on the edge. Okay. So I can do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this to get a crook. Oh. That's not how you make a crook. What are wood shears? Oh, shears are all that craziness. Alright, well, I guess I got sticks. Whatever. Man, I'm so mad. Alright, so the company that makes the AK-47. So it's a Russian company. They make... Oh, is it sticks that I have to do that with? To make a crook? I need this. Yes, okay. Alright, so the company that makes the AK-47 has made what they're calling a flying car. It's not a flying car. It's not even remotely close to a flying car. But, you know, it makes them feel better about themselves if they say it's a flying car. Essentially what it is it's 8 rotors, so 8 propeller motors attached to like this little tiny seat that this guy is hovering around in. And yes, it does hover, and it's all electric, which is cool. What else do I have? Okay, so I got this. That's it. I got silkworms. That's all you gave me, tree. So it's all electric, and they're actually going to sell it. They're going to put it up for sale. It's going to be go on sale later this year. So we're already in September. So they only have like 3 months left of the year. And they're going to start selling this thing. So they think they can put it into production. It's probably going to be crazy expensive. It's probably not going to be for the average person. And no, you don't have to have a pilot's license. Even though it flies. Let's see. Do I have everything that I need for shears? Even though it flies, it doesn't fly high enough that you would have to have a special pilot's license to fly it. You can just have a regular driver's license, at least in the country that it's being made in. It's being made in Russia. So they may have different laws than the United States. But they built a flying motorcycle scooter looking thing. I saw a video of it kind of flying around their warehouse. It looks pretty cool. At the very least, it looks interesting. They're doing something different, which is cool. Alright, so I can... Yes. Give me all those leaves. So it'll be for sale later this year. So you can pick it up if you want. I wouldn't pick it up because it's the battery. Let's just put it this way. If the Tesla's battery, which is the best battery on the market, can only go 250 or 300 miles carrying a car, which has regenerative braking, which has superchargers all over the place. You know, this little flying little scooter thing, its battery is only going to last like 20 minutes. You're going to be able to commute like 2 miles away at the most. It's totally not going to be worth your time, but it's something different that's out there, which is cool. All right, so I'm getting back to where I was. starting to get back to kind of where I had left off. I pretty much have recouped everything except for maybe, what did I have down there? Well, I had way more wood than I have now, but that's not that big of a deal. Kind of building up my wood pretty quickly. Nope. Yeah, so I guess you go from guns to flying cars. I guess that's a step up. I don't know why a company that makes guns would be in the market to build a flying type vehicle, but you know, they did, so that's a thing. So Assassin's Creed Origins, which is coming out this November, typical holiday time, is going to have an education mode, or an educators mode, or a free roam mode, which is really exciting. So basically, it's going to be DLC. It's going to be free, and it's going to release after the game comes out. So basically, what they're going to do is they're going to get all the combat out of it. If you're running the DLC, there's no combat. You're not killing anybody. You're not doing anything violent, which makes it applicable to be able to actually be used in schools. So schools can load up Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, why would they want to do that? Why would schools want to pull up this game to have their students play? It's a video game. This is school. What are you talking about? Well, if you don't know, Assassin's Creed Origins is set in ancient Egypt, and the education DLC will be will have tours. Like a bunch of tours. They said there's going to be a ton of tours that you can actually go and take, and it will describe the different like this is what a mummy is, this is what a sarcophagus is, this is this region of Egypt at the time that had this was the importance of the Nile River. This is all this really cool stuff. Granted, it's a $60 game that you have to buy, so I don't know how many of them they will actually have in the classroom. Plus, you have to buy some sort of console or a PC that will run it. So I don't see it being something that every classroom is going to have, because this is how we teach ancient Egypt now. No, it's not going to be something like that. But it is something that maybe some smaller tutoring organizations will have, or some some private schools might have to kind of, it's to get kids interested in ancient Egypt. You open up the textbook and you're reading ancient Egypt, you're listening to a teacher explain what's going on. For the most part, you're 10, you're 11 years old, you don't care. It's just school. But if you fire up Assassin's Creed, a video game that you're not allowed to play at home because it's rated T, or it's rated M, or your parents don't like the killing in it, you're now playing that in the classroom. That kind of feels pretty cool. I really like that idea. So, God, just all this just garbage that I get from sieving dirt. I hate it. I don't want any of this. I'm going to put all this away too. Stone pebbles. All right, cool. Yeah, so it's going to be education DLC coming out for Assassin's Creed. Let's go. No, that's not enough. Put some saplings in there. No, I can't put saplings in a regular crucible. I can only put... All right, let's make some shears. I got enough stuff, yeah. 6 shears. All I do is run out of sticks. Cool. It's Assassin's Creed education mode, education DLC. It's a cool thing. Oh, I've seen Minecraft do it, and I've seen some of the other games out there try to do it, but I really hope that Assassin's Creed is the game that nails it, because so many kids identify with the Assassin's Creed brand. So many people know it. I would really love to see this take off and tons of schools use it, or it just be such a good mode that even individuals are picking it up to help their kids with ancient Egypt at home. It's something that maybe the teachers can recommend to parents. I'm like, hey, pick this up. It's really cool. It allows kids to kind of study for the test, or there'll be special questions that are on the test that are just for this. That'll be extra credit or something like that. That's just really cool to me. All right, we're getting towards the end of the news stories. I have 4 left for you. 4, but the last one's a little bit bigger. So 4 news stories, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So probably another 20 minutes or so, maybe. All right, so LG is releasing a phone in India. It's an India exclusive. You can only buy it in India. In case you don't know, you can only buy it in India. It's an India exclusive. So only India is going to get it. But it's a basic, cheap Android phone, cheap LG phone. that they're trying to sell 1 million of them or 1 billion of them in India. And their ploy, their shtick to get everybody to buy it is that it supposedly has mosquito repellent built into it. Now, this is the same tech that is built into other LG products, their washer and dryers, their heaters, their outdoor equipment, and all of that kind of stuff has the same tech in it. But it's not a chemical or anything like that they're putting on the phone. What they're saying is that they're using ultrasonic waves to repel mosquitoes. They're putting out sound waves that the mosquitoes don't like and they won't bug you. Well, if you actually do any sort of research on it or talk to any sort of experts, all of them say, "Oh, my torches! I lost my torches!" Oh, man. But if you talk to any sort of entomologist that studies mosquitoes, they all say that doesn't work. There's zero evidence that ultrasonic waves repel mosquitoes. There is no reason to believe that it would ever work. I need sticks. I need more wood. What? I need wood. All right. There is zero evidence to support their claims that this would actually work, but nobody's going to read the research. They're just going to buy the phone thinking it does what it says it does. And they might sell, I don't know, another 10,000, 11,000 copies of this phone or editions of this phone simply because some people are just going to believe the hype and buy it because they think it repels mosquitoes. And I'm sure we're going to hear stories that people buy this phone and now they're not getting West Nile or something like that. But don't believe the hype. The phone does not repel mosquitoes, but it's a different marketing ploy. It's something that I haven't heard of. That's why I included it, because it sounds absolutely absurd to me that a phone would be able to do this, and it is absurd. It doesn't work. Or maybe it works, but there's no research to prove that it does work. Okay. Next story. Kano. They make DIY computers. So, did I get any? No coal from that? Come on, people. So they make basically kits that you can buy. Oh, I got tons of iron though. That's awesome. Glad I didn't throw this off the side when I died. So Kano makes these little computer kits that you can get, that you can buy. You can build your own computer at home. Most of them are desktops that you can build, or other PCs. Typically, they're really cheap. They're made for kids to kind of get them introduced into the build a PC world. All the parts snap together really easily. You don't have to worry about spending $2,000 on a PC, and then your kid goes to put the CPU in, and he bends all the pins, and now your $300 CPU is worthless. No, these are, so they just came out with a DIY computer that is $250, and it's a full computer. It has a screen, has a USB bank on the side, so you can plug in more than one or more than two USB devices, because it runs on a Raspberry Pi. So it's a $250 computer that's powered by a Raspberry Pi. Let's just do one more in there. Okay. $250 computer powered by a Raspberry Pi that they're hoping is going to help kids learn to code and help kids learn to understand how a computer works and all that. Now you might be wondering, what operating system is it running? Is it running Windows? Is it running Mac? No, it's running their own Kano OS, which is probably a Linux distro, probably very similar to Linux. It's probably a version of Raspbian or something like that, or even Mint. Or Puppy Linux, something super lightweight that will run on a Raspberry Pi, and it quite a bit can run on a Raspberry Pi. So it's not like, what am I doing? It's not like this computer is totally worthless. You can't do anything with it. You can use it for programming. You can use it, lightweight programming. I would say if you're building a website, probably okay. Python, probably okay. But if you're trying to build a video game in Unity, it's not going to work. You're not going to be it doesn't have a dedicated GPU. It doesn't have, even integrated graphics on it are not good. So temper your expectations. It's a $250 full-blown computer. Now, we might see this in third world countries, which is really cool, that they would build something. Okay, so I'm holding down shift. I will not fall off the edge this time, guys. Just in case I'm going to stay way over here. um, yeah, so $250 PC, is this something that you would want to pick up? Is this something that you might consider buying? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear. Did I put a tree down? Okay, cool. I do have a tree. Just in case I die again because I'm an idiot. I have some dirt. Oh, I have one dirt block. Great. Maybe this is no. I need a farm first. I need some food. I keep having a heart attack every time I'm close to the edge now. Which is cool. I know there was another company, a Kickstarter company, that did a similar thing. They used 3D printers to actually print the body of the laptop. And it was another like $100, $200 computer that was running on a Raspberry Pi. But the screen was not as nice as this screen. The screen actually looks pretty decent. Almost looks like a tablet screen. So that's really exciting. Anytime you can get a computer in the hands of somebody who would never ever touch a computer until they got to high school because it was just too expensive. Somebody living in a country where that just isn't a thing that you do. Computers are not in all the classrooms, or a part of the U.S. that doesn't have necessarily the budget for computers. This is a legitimate chance for them to get coding. I teach a coding school, or I teach coding classes. All right, I'm in the middle of the platform. Now I'm going to open my menu and I combine these wood blocks here. All right, holding down shift, so I'm good here. Okay, so how many blocks have I gone? I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 more rows. Great, but I have no torches, so I'm going to get mobs spawning over there. Oh, I might be in trouble here, guys. But I have some gravel. All right, let's sift this gravel. Let's hope and pray for some coal. Come on, people. All right, so there have been origami robots out on the market, or not on the market, but they've Okay, great. I can make what? 4. I guess that's good enough for now, maybe. So there have been origami robots out on the market. So basically these are tiny little robots that kind of fold up, go out in the world, do some stuff. I think they're magnetically controlled. 7. All right, so just in the center here and the center of that pathway. All right, that's not too bad. I think I'm close enough that that won't really hurt me too bad. I don't think any creepers or anything like that are going to spawn. So little tiny robots you could deploy out in weird situations, and they would go out, and you could program them or control them with a remote control relatively well, relatively easily. Well, the guys at MIT, they got bored one day and they decided to add exoskeletons to them. So each exoskeleton is triggered by a temperature, and at each temperature they fold into a different shape. That means that these little tiny robots can go mount into an exoskeleton, and that exoskeleton can be formatted to suit a different part of the environment. So you need one that crawls up a wall. Awesome, great. Get this exoskeleton, and now that exoskeleton is rigid enough that it can climb up a wall, or you need it to float. Now you mount this robot into this exoskeleton, which has a very wide surface area, and now it can float. And they're really cool to see them actually unfold, because right now they're made of gold. So as the temperature kind of heats up, the gold softens and it kind of unfolds into this really cool, like the one that I saw was round, so that you could actually see it roll, so that movement was way easier. It didn't have to kind of scoot its way along. It just rolled. This is really, really awesome. So some of the things that you could use this for, well, similar origami robots have been made out of meat, or cells, or tissue that we could actually go into the human body and use to fight disease, like cancer and stuff like that. They've also been used in very small areas where you can't get a normal sized person or robot into, which is kind of cool. and you can put like 50 of them in your pocket. They're really, really small. So flax seeds, canola seeds, grass seeds, rice seeds, granite, useless, 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 at least for now. Eventually that stuff will be useful, but for now I can't do anything with it. Let's put this stuff away here. Some more stone. Alright, so last story of the night, guys. Amazon had a surprise hardware event. They just called a bunch of press and said, hey, we want to talk about our hardware. Come down to our headquarters and let's chat. So they had this event and they announced a bunch of new products, but kind of the 3 or 4 main ones is there's an Echo Spot now. It's $130, and let's get rid of this. No, I want this, and I want this. $130 Echo Spot, and what it is, it's a smart alarm clock. So it can do video conferencing, video chat from it, so it has a camera built in, it also has a speaker. It has this little tiny round thing, looks super, super cool. I don't know if it's worth $130, but it sure does look awesome. Some of the things that they said, Amazon said that it would be good for are having it on your bedside so you can wake up in the morning and call somebody saying, yes, mom, I'm awake, or use it in a nursery to be like a baby monitor. You could have it just on all the time, watching the baby's room, always doing a video conference. Or you could just use it as, it does all of the Alexa stuff. So you could just use it as a smart alarm clock. You don't have to have a full-blown Amazon Echo in your bedroom or an Amazon Show that has a screen, which is way bigger. You could just use this. So you can wake up in the morning and ask Alexa what your day looks like. Yes, we got some more coal. You can use it to... See, my voice is gone. I've been talking all day, guys. So I appreciate you hanging out with me, watching the stream or watching the YouTube video. Again, I appreciate all the views I get. I know your guys' time is limited, so I appreciate you tuning in with me and watching me play Minecraft. I think next time I do this, I'm not going to be playing Minecraft. I'm going to be playing a different game. I might pick up Divinity Original Sin 2, just because it's gotten such good reviews. It's gotten perfect 10s all over the place. It looks like an awesome game. It's similar to Diablo, so I think I might want to play that. But, hey, if you guys want to see me play more Minecraft, let me know. I will play more Minecraft. I have no problem with that. These streams are for you. They're also for me. I don't want to play something that's boring and that I don't want to play, so I don't stream very often. As often, the more fun the game is, the more likely I will play it and stream for longer. And talk about more stories, more... I don't know. What other stories do you want to hear me talk about? I'm getting distracted. I'm away from the Amazon story. Okay, so Echo Spot, little tiny smart alarm clock. Echo Plus, it's $140, and it's the Echo Smart Hub. So what it's going to do is basically going to turn the Alexa, or not the Alexa, the Echo into a one-stop shop for all of your smart devices. You no longer have to buy a Philips Hue hub. This one will work as a Philips Hue hub. You no longer have to buy the Harmony smart remote control hub. This will work as that. It's slightly more expensive than the actual Amazon Echo is right now, but it does way more. And the kicker, the reason I have a Google Home, but I might actually pick this up because it comes with a Philips Hue smart bulb in the box. Now, those are smart light bulbs that you can control from your Google Home, from your Amazon Echo, that change colors. You can tell them to turn on, turn off, set cycles, all that kind of stuff. They're crazy expensive. To get a pack of 3 or 4 and the hub is like $200. So the fact that there's one already included in the box with the Echo Plus is really cool. It also improves sound quality and other functionality where you can set things up not even inside the app. You can just tell Alexa to set it up for you, which is super cool. It makes the ease of use amazing. You can give it to your... I don't know if I'd go so far as you could give it to your grandma, but you could give it to somebody like your grandma, and they'd be able to set it up relatively easily. Okay, so more leaves in here. Go ahead and fill that up a little bit. Oh no, great. I didn't want to do that. Dang it, I don't want all that water in there. And it's okay. I guess I'll be able to get it out. Because I'm going to build my farm before I build my cobblestone generator. Because I'm hungry. I need to eat. Actually, speaking of that, let's eat this apple. And then the other thing that they introduced was a smaller Amazon Echo. It's going to be cheaper. It's only going to be $100. If you, and probably knowing Amazon, you can get free shipping with it, and they'll probably have flash sales of it that make it $60 or $50 every once in a while. Amazon loves to do that kind of stuff with their products. Not enough iron yet. I could spelt all this down, but that's just burning through resources. Let's keep grinding for stone here. Maybe we'll actually break it down into dust instead of the dust to get some more metals. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, so it's going to be cheaper, it's going to be smaller, it's going to have all the same functionality as the Amazon Echo currently has. It doesn't have all the extra added stuff that the Plus will have, but it's way cheaper, so you can get a couple of them and spread them around your house because the speaker is as good as the one that's currently on the Echo. So if you had some dots, you know the sound quality isn't great on those. This smaller Echo will actually be good. Let's go ahead and break this down into, clear up some space here in my chest. Granite, okay, so let's grab this. Just doing some cleanup here, guys, while I kind of finish up this last news story. Diorite, this is what I want. This is the stuff that I actually like because it's like a white color. I like to build some of my platforms or decorate some of my platforms with the diorite because there's not really any other use for it. It's just decoration. Some more diorite, sweet. And then the last product they kind of teased was a even fancier Amazon Echo. That has different skins and different other speakers and stuff that you can attach to it. They just kind of teased that. They didn't really talk about that one at the event, at least from the articles that I read. I'm going to have 2,000 water. I don't want that. Oh well. Yeah, so that was that random event that they decided to have on a Wednesday in the afternoon without actually scheduling it. They talked about some new stuff. They talked about upcoming tweaks to Alexa and how it will be handling searches and some of the new functionality that it has now that it's kind of had a life cycle. But a lot of that stuff, it was a new product, so it was kind of boring. So that was the news for today. Let me know if I missed any news stories that you wanted me to talk about or any topics that I didn't cover. Maybe you liked the science stuff and you want to see me do more of that. Let me know in the comments. As always, I'm going to try to stream these at 10 o'clock every night. Once my daughter goes to bed and my wife goes to bed. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes I may be a couple of minutes late. Maybe I'll be early one time. Maybe that'll be a thing that happens. No, that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, so if you want to check out, watch me do this live, talk to me in the chat, ask me questions about some of these news stories, feel free. I would love to interact with you guys through the chat and talk to you about, am I not getting anything? Gold, great. Should just use the sand. Oh, I got bone meal. That's not really useful for all of that work, and I got one gold ore piece and some bone meal. That wasn't worth it. Yeah, let me know in the comments if I missed anything or got anything wrong. Let me know. Absolutely correct me if I misspoke or I said something that was not factually correct. As always, I would love to hear from you guys, even if it's just to jump in the comments and say hi. I'm totally okay with that too. But thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the video. Like, subscribe, check out my store. It's teespring.com/stores/the Dabbling Developer. I'd love it if you checked out my merch, bought a sweatshirt, bought a shirt, bought something for your grandma. I have stickers for sale too, so maybe buy a sticker and stick it on her car and tell her it's for, I don't know, cancer research or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Again, my name is Steven Croft, or the Dabbling Developer. Check out some of my other videos. I have tutorials on VPNs and other interesting stuff. And then if you want to check out my day job, go over to Hackingtons. We have a YouTube channel, or check out hackingtons.com, and we teach kids to code. It's super rewarding and an awesome company. I love working for them. Yeah, again, thank you. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But I'm hoping for tomorrow.